I Do Damage, and welcome back to the channel. In this Wolcen Lords of Mayhem video, I wanted to do a follow-up. It's been a month now since the game's been out, and Wolcen Studio has finally came out with their roadmap or plan moving forward, and that's what I want to talk about today. It's going to be a short video, but it's just something that I want to talk about since I do still have hopes for the game. So Wolcen Studio has put this out, and that's what we're going to talk about. This is Second Dawn, is what they're calling it. So basically they just came out, and it seems to me like it's a lot of damage control, talking about what they're going to do. Instead of adding a new chapter, they're going to focus on bug fixing, fixing servers, fixing issues, balancing. So let's just kind of go through it here real quick and talk about that. And there's something at the end that I do want to discuss just briefly. So Operation Second Dawn is their plan for the next 4 months, I believe it says in here. They want to improve their testing and their QA team, so they've outsourced for that. So they now have more of a QA team. I know people have said, hell, they didn't even test any of it, is things that I've heard. I don't think that that's true. But anyway, they've expanded their QA team. With the story improvements, they want to improve Chapter 3 by adding some more enemy diversity and some different visual diversities to the act. Okay. Quality of life improvements. This will be pretty nice for the rebindable left click. I've heard a lot of people wanting that. The Gate of Fate's search function is something I've personally wanted for a long time, even since the beta, so that's finally coming. The ailment stack numbers on monsters is going to be huge as well. We've talked about that with the different ailment builds, and that was my number one complaint, is I don't know how many stacks are actually applied. So we'll now be able to see that. A new quest reward system to avoid having a window in the middle of your screen, and it'll give you the ability to stack up that reward and claim it when you want to. So that'll be nice when you're in town. You can just claim it all at once, clear out your inventory and do kind of your loot thing, and then jump back into the action. They're going to also do a balancing pass here. They did a little bit with Bleeding Edge, and they nerfed a really overpowered modifier. Not the skill, but the modifier. They just added a cooldown on one of them. So basically, if you just don't use that, but use the other modifiers, it's still really strong. It's not as overpowered as it was. But what's really interesting is here, they say that our goal is to improve the skills that are currently less played. There's not really going to be a damage reduction or any more skill nerfs unless it's absolutely necessary. So what that means to me is they want to bring up other skills in power and kind of match it to Bleeding Edge, which has been my dream and something I think they should have done a long time ago, to be quite honest. They're going to continue to balance skills, items, nodes. That's pretty much going to be it for balancing. And again, this is all over 4 months' time, so that's a pretty big time frame, really. I mean, a lot of things can happen in 4 months. Improving servers is another thing they want to do. Great. Probably should have done that before the release of the game. Communication and support. So this is a big one. And before the game left early access and launched a month ago, they only had one customer service community manager, and that's all they really needed. The community wasn't that big. But the game sold so many copies and had such an influx of people joining the Wolcen community on Discord and everything that they really needed multiple community managers. I think the one just didn't cut it, and that's a lot of the issue and the reason we feel abandoned and that they're ignoring us. One person can't do it all. Now, I'm not trying to defend Wolcen Studios, but I do get it. I mean, you have over 100,000 people commenting and spamming Discord and doing different things. You really need a team, I think, to do that. Again, that's just my perspective. So basically, they're going to have a bigger community management team to do all this and handle it from Discord to Reddit and different social medias. So I think that'll help out a little bit over time. Time will tell, really. I really hope that Wolcen will do well and kind of turn around the corner. You know what I mean? So after Second Dawn, so this is after 4 months. Okay, so 4 months from now, Second Dawn will be over, and they're going to introduce leagues. This is what I wanted to talk about. So I am having a hard time understanding why you would want to add leagues to Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. I get it. Path of Exile does it. Diablo 3 does it, and it works great. You have leaderboards, ranking systems. Path of Exile has challenges and achievement type of things. Diablo 3 has its ladders, its challenges. Where's Wolcen in that, though? I don't see a leaderboard in Wolcen. Maybe they're going to add that, but is that even really enough? So they've said here that the leagues are easier to add than a new act, which is true since they're going to just add unique league mechanics instead of a whole new act. So that makes sense. It kind of almost feels like the leagues is more of a band-aid to just kind of make the game last longer and keep us waiting longer, I guess. I don't know. I think they need to add something to really work towards in the season, whether it be maybe a cosmetic outfit like we see on Diablo 3, or at least, like, bare minimum, a leaderboard or a ranking system. Just, that's bare minimum for me personally. And then, of course, your characters that you're playing now, before this leagues come out, will be separate from your league characters, so you have to start all over again. Which makes me wonder, will you have to replay through the whole story, or will you already have the mode unlocked to just go in, what's it called, Champion of Stormfall? I don't know, I haven't played the game for like a week or two now, so I'm kind of forgetting a little bit of it. But yeah, they're going to separate it as you would expect. And then they also say that new chapters are planned. Keep in mind it takes more time, so that's what I already mentioned. And all this is going to be free, from my understanding, the chapters, leagues, and all these other updates. So let's hope that Wolcen can pull this thing together, kind of turn the ship around, and head back to success. There was so much hype when this game came out, man, and it's just so sad to wait that long. You know, we waited 5 years since Kickstarter until release. And, you know, I get it. I understand people's issues and frustrations with the game, but I'm also hopeful that they can turn this around and make it great. Let's hope they do leagues well. Let's hope they add more. Get the quality of life, get the bug fixes, be more transparent with your community. There's a lot of things that they need to do, and they've outlined a little bit here, but time's going to tell if that'll be enough for Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. That's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.